Anthem, History of Freelancers. In Anthem, you're a freelancer. They're Javelin exosuit pilots for hire working for clients and epic loot. And that makes them not very different from historical swords for hire. Keep watching to find out why. From the Spartans to medieval knights and even modern times, men and women warriors have put their arsenals to work for the best paying clients, and not all said clientele are exactly the good guys. Anthem's freelancers operate Javelin exosuits. These are broken up into 4 different types, being the Ranger, the Colossus, the Interceptor, and the Storm. Each of these has their own strengths and weaknesses, but they're all after one thing, really. And that's some cold, hard cash, and to save the world, or at least survive it, because these are the good guys after all. The freelancers' salaried counterpart are Sentinels. These guys are essentially the cops in the world of Anthem. They think highly of themselves, and that's putting it mildly. Sentinels consider themselves to be the upholders of law and order, and executors of justice. They think they are the guard against the absolute insanity that is the outside world. Also, Sentinels don't like the lowly freelancers. Funny thing, 1999's The Matrix also had Sentinels charged with maintaining order, also known as Squiddies. These were mechanical octopus death machines hunting out the human resistance deep in the sewers of ruined Earth. But back to lances. The term freelancer is believed to have originated from medieval times. However, evidence of its first usage, according to Merriam-Webster.com, comes from the 1820 book Ivanhoe, written by Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. In that, a lord uses the term while speaking about an army of mercenaries he has assembled. I offered Richard the service of my free lances, and he refused them. I would lead them to Hull, seize on shipping, and embark for Flanders. Thanks to the bustling times, a man of action will always find employment. The online dictionary also notes that the word was used to describe politicians without political affiliation, as well as its more common usage for someone willing to do paid work with no permanent employment arrangement. And that's what freelancers are in Anthem. One-shot job mercs always on the lookout for new work. And as we mentioned earlier, that makes them just like history's freelancing soldiers. Following the Peloponnesian War, Spartan warriors were the best mercenaries available in ancient Greece. They were combat experts and fighting machines, and their services could turn the tide of any battle in their client's favor. One legend has it that the Spartan general Xanthippus and his mercenaries tore through Romans during the Battle of Tunis in 255 BC. They joined the forces of Carthage to battle Rome during the First Punic War. Xanthippus is said to have made use of cavalry soldiers and Carthaginian elephants to outflank and run down the Roman forces. Together with Carthage, the Spartan mercs defeated them and even captured the Roman consul Marcus Attilius Regulus. Anthem's legendary general Helena Tarsus is said to have led the Legion of Dawn, the world's first Javelin pilots, to save humanity during their darkest period of history. The Vikings also had a group of legendary mercenaries known as the Jomsvikings. Often referred to as the Viking version of the Crusaders, the Jomsviking operated as a warrior brotherhood. They were said to be devout worshippers of Thor and Odin, and also very selective about who got in. Legend has it that these Vikings also adhered to strict code of conduct. Those who broke it were disgraced and expunged from the group. Some sources suggest they were created by the Nordic king Harald Bluetooth after he was exiled. Others believe they were a work of fiction. Fun fact, Harald Bluetooth shares the same name as your smartphone's Bluetooth. The tech was named after him. The Javelin exosuits in Anthem are operated by freelancers. As we said, the term comes from the reference to a group of mercenaries as free lances in the 1820 book Ivanhoe. And if we look at Anthem's Legion of Dawn imagery side by side with the Knights of old, it's quite clear to see how they parallel each other in appearance and also the Warhammer and even Fallout's power armor. In medieval Europe, a condottiere would lead a band of mercenary soldiers. During those times, swords for hire were said to be pivotal to the success of many military campaigns. Merriam-Webster.com notes that prior to the use of the freelance term, mercenaries back then were called stipendiary or stipendiaries, as in they were paid for their work, mercenarius, mercenaries, and more simply, soldierai, soldiers. Nowadays, freelance soldiers are more commonly referred to as mercenaries. Governments across the world have employed the services of these specialists for things such as security, intelligence to logistics and transport. In Anthem, freelancers seem closer to the Ivanhoe definition. Called lances for short, they're more a ragtag group of like-minded warriors who quest with each other and battle bad guys and beasts. Are you playing Anthem? Who's your favorite Javelin? Do you feel like a medieval warrior knight or ancient Spartan while playing? Tell us below. Next up, we'll be peering deeper into the lore of Anthem and ancient mythologies, so watch out for that. Also, we've now got hours of content for you guys to binge watch on the channel, so feel free to kick back and do that. But as always, spectators of myth, this isn't goodbye. This is just until the next mythical video.